Hey everyone,
Hello.
welcome back to the Hot Take Table.
Yes.
As always, I'm Dylan,
I'm Raph.
and we might as well just get started now. This is our third one.
Number 3.
We're good at this.
Mighty
We
number
got it.
3. Fan
We know
favorite
it.
game.
Yeah. We can just get straight into it.
I got it.
Yeah. What now?
Super Mario says that.
Oh, but
I got it.
it sounded like Japanese to me. But
I got it.
yeah.
Oh, that's my favorite snack. The I got it.
But we might as well just get freaking started with it.
Yeah.
This is an opinion that I should not have.
What are you putting on the table today?
What I'm putting on the table, here's what it is. You guys have seen the thumbnail. You've seen the title of the video. It's not clickbait. I believe this. Oh man, I'm scared to say it to you to your face.
You know how I feel. Just put it out there. Say it. Say it.
I don't think Super Mario 64 is a good video game.
You're not saying it's not the greatest game. You just don't even think it's good.
I don't think it's good. I think the year is in the year of our Lord 2022. Right? There is no reason to play Super Mario 64. Just play a better video game.
Like what? What's a better video game than Mario 64?
Like Odyssey.
Odyssey is pretty good, but Mario 64 has got that sauce, got that spicy meatball, got that spaghetti, ravioli, ooh, mamma mia. You know what I'm talking about?
I'm Italian. I don't know if you can do that to me.
In Mario 64, if you fall asleep, you unplug the controller, you idle for a little bit, Mario starts having sweet dreams, and those are the words that he speaks. Game of the year already. It's already good.
So I didn't know that, and I guess we should just reveal it right now. I haven't played Mario 64.
Spaghetti. Ravioli.
So this one's what we call an ignorant take.
This is an ignorant take that he's coming in with right now.
Yeah.
There might be a man out there who's got some beef with it, that he's got an informed. I don't know if there's like a speedrunner out here who's like, yeah, I'm a top performer. I'm a Sigma male. I don't like Mario 64. I don't believe they exist. I believe if you've accepted the light of the plumber into your heart and you've touched his 3-pronged trident, you know in your heart that Mario 64 is a good game.
So before we get into Mario 64, I think that I need to justify having such a strong opinion about a video game I've not
I'm
played.
clearly a big fan.
Yeah, you're a big fan. But I think a lot of people are going to hear that I don't like Mario 64 and just think that I should just play the goddamn game.
I mean, I would agree with that.
I'm of the opinion that you don't need to have played a video game to have an opinion on it.
I'm gonna begrudgingly agree with that. At least that stands.
Wait,
but
really?
even that, maybe I shouldn't.
I thought I was gonna have to argue that.
The depth of the opinion is subject, but you could have an opinion about anything for any number of reasons, I suppose.
Yeah, but so hear me out. There's a lot of games that I haven't played, and you don't have to play a game to know if it's good or not.
All right, when you say you haven't played it, like a lot of times I'll refer to a game that I haven't played, and what I say when I mean that is I haven't beaten it. This is a game that you've never touched. You've never pressed start on the title screen.
I have never emulated it.
I've
never.
The law agrees with you.
Yeah. I've never purchased this game. I've never popped it into an N64 and plugged in the controller.
No loving grandmother has ever.
I've never even seen a real copy of this game.
Oh my god!
Right.
I don't. No, I don't.
I still don't.
I don't have one on me right now.
I'm not a liar.
I got custom robo in there. That's not Mario.
I may be an idiot, but I'm not a liar.
All right.
I have never touched this video game.
So what leads you to this conclusion? Like looking at it from a distance. You're over here. You're at the parade. Dad hasn't lifted you up to see the big plumber coming in. Why do you hate him?
So first of all, he's a pretty small plumber.
It's variable. He could be super. He could be not.
It's usually small, unless we're talking about the DS one.
Well, yeah, he gets pretty.
He's
swole
pretty
there.
big.
He's a big boy. But by default, I don't think this man, little mushroom, big mushroom, he's not above 6 feet.
Never. Yeah, 6 feet on a good day.
On a good day, like maybe he's
on
competent
a really
in Smash
good
Bros.
day.
He would love that.
But so to actually answer your question,
why do you hate?
So I have seen a lot of this game. All right, so you can look at footage of a game. All right, you can watch extensive amounts of gameplay of it and get a general idea for it. I've also
agree.
played a lot of adjacent games.
Okay.
So while I may not have played Mario 64, I have played Odyssey,
okay.
which it's not the same game.
It's not the same
I'm
game,
not. I'm
but
not.
it's certainly influenced
Yeah,
by it, right?
I'm gonna say insane things, but I'm not actually crazy. I'm not gonna say they're the same game. They're not.
Okay.
I get that, but I mean, clearly they were trying to capture a certain crowd when they were making that game.
For certain.
And they had it in mind. So
Mhm.
I think it's fair when you look at footage of Mario 64,
Mhm.
right? And you have played similar games, like your Galaxies, like your Odysseys,
Mhm.
even like the 2D platformers, right?
To
Like
an
when you've
extent.
played similar games,
Yeah.
then
yeah.
I think that you can get a decent idea for how you would enjoy a particular game.
That's fair. That's
So
fair.
I think that it's completely reasonable for me to say that I don't like Mario 64.
What about Mario 64 do you look at and you're like, that's a mistake. That's not for me. No one should enjoy that.
All right, number one, correct me if I'm wrong. It's the first 3D games outlet that Nintendo made. Now, I'm not saying it's the first game that had 3D in it. I mean, it's the first game in which you explored 3 dimensions.
In that case, I think that's true. I think you could maybe argue like Stunt Race FX or Star Fox, like some of the
Yeah.
Super FX stuff on SNES. But like as far as like character action game where you run and jump, yeah, definitely true.
Yeah. So, oh man, I know before we started this, I
Mhm.
told you privately that we would just be talking about Mario 64.
Privately. It's public now.
And it's public now.
What are you doing?
And we set the boundaries. We're not really going to discuss other N64 games,
Mhm.
but I need to.
Okay.
Ocarina of Time.
Great game.
I have played it.
Great game. Great game. Classic game. Beloved game.
We're going to have to save an in-depth discussion of this for another episode, but I also don't like that
He
game.
doesn't like Ocarina of Time.
But I have played it, okay?
Have you
played
beaten it? Have you gotten end credits on any variant of it? Virtual Console 3DS?
I haven't even got an Adult Link.
Oh,
Yeah. But I disliked it that much. I could not stand it.
This isn't like an idol. Like, I'm not feeling this game right now. It was active dislike.
It was while I played the game, I felt nothing. I
Would
felt no
you
joy.
would you describe your stance as more indifference or hate?
I wouldn't say hate, but I definitely wouldn't say indifference either.
Okay.
There is a strong distaste for Ocarina of
Oh
Time.
man. Okay.
All right. I'm not about to go like all Ego Raptor on this and just like completely
Ego
flame
Raptor
a
has
game.
the wrong take on
But
Ocarina of Time.
I don't like Ocarina of Time.
All
I
right.
definitely don't. And so that's where I can, when I've played games similar to Mario Odyssey or Mario 64
is similar to Mario.
Same
Odyssey.
game.
Yeah.
Same game.
Same game. You got polygon costumes.
Yeah.
Spoiler.
when I've played games similar to it, I've played games of the same era.
Okay.
All right. And I've got a general idea of what it is. And I've watched extensive footage of it. All right. I've watched speedruns. I've watched
what's
playthroughs.
possible.
Yeah, I've seen the entire game.
Okay.
Even if I haven't played it myself, I've seen the entire game.
You have an idea of the sensation of long jumping to side hopping to like belly flopping onto.
I know about the
platform,
BLJs.
Oh, he knows about the BLJs.
I know about the BLJs.
She knows about the Salongi Bowser.
Salongi Bowser?
Yeah, he knows. Okay.
Yeah.
Then
No.
why do you hate? Why?
Because 3D games did not work then. They just didn't work.
I would argue that they started working exactly the day that Mario 64 came out. That's when we had an epiphany.
That's
maybe
also
maybe
when
we
they
had
started.
Maybe like a Doom might have existed or something, but we didn't
yeah,
get
yeah.
there. I want to say maybe Croc or Tomb Raider.
Hold
was
on,
out
wait,
there,
hold
but-
on. You're gonna have to say this. We're gonna focus on you instead of me for just a second.
Yeah.
Are you saying Mario 64 is better than Doom?
Oh, absolutely,
Whoa!
absolutely. I mean,
Is
Nah.
that a hot take?
I don't know. I feel like they're kind of like incomparable things. I don't know if there's like a Doom fan out there with like a poster of Mario with like knives in them or whatever.
There is. His name is Tim Rogers.
Tim Rogers hates Mario 64. Tim, if you're listening somehow, some way, I wish upon a star that you would find in your heart love for Super Mario.
So that went for a tangent.
Okay.
But-
I mean, I do believe that. Again, it's a weird comparison, but like, yeah, sure.
So we're in a weird spot where it's hard for me to argue prove to someone that Mario 64 is a bad game because I haven't played it.
Okay, I can tell
But-
you all the things that are good about Mario
Go
64.
ahead, hit me with some
So
good things.
easy, so
But
easy.
we can get one out of the way. All right,
right,
the
all right.
BLJ is great.
The BLJ is great. It should never be
Yeah.
removed under any context.
Wasn't it?
It was. It should not
Doesn't that
have
make
been.
it a bad game?
One version of the game is inferior to another. That version also doesn't have So Long Gay Bowser in it. What it does
That
have,
version is also the version that's available on the Nintendo Switch.
they're both
Wait, you can-
available now.
Oh,
Because
are they?
one of them is in the 3D All Stars collection. This is the BLJ list one. And the one that's on the Nintendo Switch Online, the NSO N64 expansion pack situation.
Does that
that
have
one
a
has-
homosexual King Bowser?
Yeah, absolutely it does.
Okay.
Absolutely. Mario's making accusations in this game.
Can we just talk for a second? All right, because the claim has always been that he's saying "so long, King Bowser."
I don't buy it. I don't buy it for a
There's
second.
no way,
No
right?
way.
Like, there's no way.
No
I've heard
way.
it.
It's
Like-
out of character. He would never say that. Have you ever heard Mario say King Bowser in that sequence
Never.
otherwise?
Never.
I don't know. I don't. Maybe he was playing like Go Fish.
I mean, yeah,
But I don't think so. It's not in his nature. He'd call him by his name Logan Paul, you know? So he calls him Bowser. Maybe King Koopa, maybe.
No.
But Bowser. No, I agree.
never King Koopa.
He would never do it.
He would never address Bowser as royalty.
No, that's right. That's right.
He wouldn't.
Mario's here to tear down his flag and open
Yeah.
borders.
Yeah.
He wants to break bricks with his own hand. Not his skull, with his hand.
That's true, because the hand's above the
That's
head.
right. That's right. There is some fucky lore out there for those unaware.
Oh.
That the bricks are made out of toads that had been shapeshifted. So you could make an argument that every time Mario hits a brick, he is killing a man.
What are you saying?
This is out there. I don't know if you can find a
Is this one of
scan
those
from a
times-
manual.
Like, I feel like sometimes, no offense to him, but I feel like Miyamoto sometimes in interviews just is on acid or something and just says wild
sometimes.
things.
There was
That's
a,
everyone at Nintendo though. They
That's
sometimes
very
just
true.
give the most conflicting and weird interview questions.
Have you ever heard his response to who is Bowser Jr.'s mother?
No.
This is a great one. Miyamoto's
Yeah.
a king for this one.
Yeah.
But I think this was in the launch to Mario Maker. There was just some general anniversary questions. Someone asked him who is Bowser Jr.'s mother? No words spoken. He points to himself and raises his eyebrows. He canonically birthed Bowser Jr. out of his womb. That was Shigeru Miyamoto's response. He did it. I don't know if he's like a turtle man himself. I don't know if Miyamoto's got a cloaca. I don't know how it works, but
Cloaca.
Cloaca. Sumimasen. But Miyamoto did it. That's what's important here. And Bowser was there too. I believe it to be his genetic offspring.
Okay. So let's get back to Mario.
Okay,
though.
okay.
I mean that was Mario, but
That was Mario.
of the
The
64 variety.
64-bit variety.
So first of all, there weren't 63 games before that one. You can't call it 64.
that is correct. I don't know if you were to count regional releases, if maybe the NTSC version.
I mean, if you're counting
counts as
regional
one.
releases, it was more.
I mean,
than
I don't
64.
even know. I don't even know because the line gets weird. Do you count Donkey Kong as
Put
Mario
up
1?
the number of Mario releases. I'm not
How
doing
many
that.
Marios do you believe?
I'm not
are
doing
out
that.
there? Put it in the comments.
I'll
What is and isn't a Super Mario game? That's a weird line to actually try and figure out.
There actually is a YouTube video that's been recommended to me many times that says how many Mario games are there.
Mhm.
Never clicked on it.
I have clicked on it. It's
How many?
What do you believe in?
What do you?
What do you believe in?
A thing called love? Just listen to
Then I
Blood from
believe
My
there
Heart.
are 8 titles in the franchise.
There are 8.
Uh,
Hold on, we can't spoil
no,
that video.
no,
Just find it.
Yeah,
find it.
we should link it over here or something or
I'm
other.
not gonna do that. I'm never gonna find that
Yeah,
video.
forget it.
Yeah,
Put
just
me
find
making
it.
sounds of like a Dodrio
Yeah.
over here.
It's
Yeah.
better for the YouTube algorithm for that guy if you just search it in the search bar.
Yeah,
Just search how many
hunt
freaking
'em
Mario
down.
games are
Super
there?
Mario, how many? Question mark.
How many?
Exclamation point. Question mark.
Yeah, ellipses,
That's the way.
semicolon.
All right. But
So-
back to the
Yeah.
meat in the hoagie here.
Yeah.
First thing. Wait.
Yes.
You were asking about the
Well,
63
no, you
other
go
Marios?
for it. You go for it.
Okay. My
Yeah,
bad. So first thing that's good about Super Mario 64
Mhm.
is you hit the power button And immediately, bam, Mario comes out. It's me, Mario. Classic, iconic. This game, voice acted. Mario, he's talking, and he's talking big game. Mario is talking shit, and his face is plastered across the screen. You can manipulate it with a fucking analog stick, man. We're talking infinite degrees of motion.
You can do that in Mario Party.
Mario Party isn't out yet. Mario Party isn't an idea
It
in
definitely
Hudson's.
is. I played it yesterday.
Today. Well, let me set the stage. The year is 1996. You're cold and alone in your grandmother's house in Philadelphia. You have a grandmother in Philadelphia in this scenario.
Okay.
And then your father comes out. His mustache is enormous. It's much like the plumber himself.
It's not my dad.
My dad comes in. Let me tell you about the first time I played Mario 64. My dad comes in with a briefcase that he rented from Blockbuster.
What color?
Black.
Yeah, of course.
Black.
Black
and
leather?
black like the hole in my soul. And he comes out from the snow and he sets it down. Well, I'm hanging
It's
out
snowing?
with. It's snowing.
Okay.
It's snowing. It's a winter night. I know not what month, but he opens the briefcase and he's like, "Oh, kids are gonna love this." I think Tim Rogers has like a similar story with like some Atari games or something.
He does, yeah, in his
It's-
Pac-Man review.
It's very much like this. Dad comes out of the woodwork. I do not know that Mario 64 exists at this point in
Yeah.
time. I do not
So
know
naive.
that.
Young.
Yeah. I want to say maybe I was born 92. It came out in 96. This is around its release date,
Okay.
if not like the month of its launch.
Yeah.
But he rented an N64 from a Blockbuster. Brought it to the family. All my cousins are there. They're older than me. They're losing their shit. I start losing my shit by proxy. He says the magic line. He makes a coin sound for first. Ba-bring, it's a me. Oh shit, it's happening, right?
Is it your dad making this noise or is it
Super
now?
Mario is
Okay.
making this sound while my dad watches with a satisfactory grin.
right.
He's pleased and amused. It's
Yeah.
plugged into a CRT in our basement.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
we're having a good time, right?
Mhm.
Immediately you get to the file select song. Another instantly good part. We haven't even talked about like mushing his like cap into his eyebrows so his pupils pop out. You
Oh.
could do that. You could do that with 64 bits on Project Reality.
Too many
There
bits.
are no limit. You got Windows installed on your PC. How many bits? How many bits does that Windows run on?
I don't know, more than 63.
It's not 32. Let me tell you, he's got a 64-bit install. I know this. I know this in my heart. He's just like Super Mario. File select screen.
It's copyrighted. Stop.
Gonna get content ID.
That's all you
Shigeru
get.
Miyamoto is watching. He's upset about what we said about his parentage. But iconic. It's voice acted.
Yeah.
B, soundtrack immaculate. Jazz covers for ages of every track in this game.
Mhm.
It sounds beautiful. It feels beautiful.
Yeah.
A man comes out on a cloud to explain to children for the first
A
time.
man?
Well, like a Koopa man.
Yeah?
I don't
What the hell is he?
like. He's some kind of mythological Shinto
Here's the
thing.
No one likes Lakitu.
I don't dislike Lakitu.
Why do you think all the speedrunners always skip him?
He's holding you back. I won't lie, but he's trying his best, and I think that's admirable.
Yeah.
So this game's got camera, big
Yeah.
feather in his cap. 1996, bam. We have the video game camera. We got C buttons. C
Yeah.
stands for camera.
Oh, that's also
Ooh.
why they're yellow.
That's why they're yellow, because
'Cause-
cameras are yellow.
Well, no, because the freaking Lakitu's yellow.
Lakitu is yellow. The controller
Is it-
was explicitly designed around.
So
64.
I'm colorblind, just for anyone watching. So
That's
when
true.
I said Lakitu is yellow, that was a guess. I
He
thought
is-
he might be green.
He is yellow. He's got a green shell though, but the shell isn't super
He
prominent.
has a shell?
He has a shell.
I didn't know that.
He's a little Koopa man.
Wait, so he is just a Koopa?
he's a complicated Koopa.
Yeah, he is. Why's he
He-
got a fishing rod?
It's a fish you out, baby.
What's he fishing for? Cameras?
He's fishing for boys.
Isn't that
He's
canon?
fishing for boys in that lake. You heard baby Luigi's down there. He's coming to get him. Baby
Okay.
All right.
So we see Lakitu. We see Lakitu.
Okay. We
Keep
see
me going.
Lakitu.
Yeah.
Game introduces the idea of camera controls
Mm-hmm.
to a generation. Formative skills. I sincerely believe that if you try and introduce someone to third person games in this day and age, and they didn't necessarily grow up during this era, I think they may have a hard time with camera controls if they
I
didn't
can
grow up with
actually-
Mario 64.
I can actually account for this because I don't know if you know this. I might have talked about it before.
Mm.
I used to do software test, like game testing.
Right.
And I won't talk about for what company or any details.
Yeah.
But I did do it for a very brief amount of time,
Mhm.
mostly hardware testing. But I did work on one game.
Mhm.
Testing for one game, and the woman that sat next to me had never played a video game before in her life.
She didn't know the love of the plumber.
She didn't know it. It was a first-person puzzle game,
Mhm.
and she didn't know how. She couldn't even get like past the tutorial where it's like just move the camera.
Yeah.
She just didn't get it. She was just looking at the controller like, "What the hell is this thing?"
Yeah.
And I had to sit there and explain to her like multiple times over the course of like a 10-hour shift.
Mhm.
All right, how to move the camera.
There's an
and
object
herself.
called a camera. It exists independently of you.
And this woman wasn't that old or senile or anything. She was just like a normal 40. She's a soccer mom.
It's a pretty complicated abstract idea if you're not like inundated with it, right?
So I guess if a little yellow man did come out of a cloud with a shell on his back, glasses on his face,
he's
holding the camera,
recording the news. He's like Fox 4 out here. He's like breaking news. Mario is 64 bits. I got it right here, fam. Check it out.
then I guess there is value in that.
Yeah. So I think from the get-go, maybe you could argue that like the camera controls in Mario 64 could be better, and I won't fight that. But
yeah, you could argue that. Everyone does.
Everyone does, and they maybe you should even.
Yeah,
but
maybe they're just bad.
Whoa!
Maybe it's just we didn't fully understand how to use the camera technology at this point.
This is the first
and
draft.
the game was pretty bad in terms of the camera as a result of this.
Okay, I don't disagree. but all the action he's recording on said camera, it's tight as fuck, man. It's fucking sick. Super Mario comes out. He comes out jumping out of this pipe, blasted. Peach is saying her real name for the first time. She's like, "Dear Mario, baby, I want to see you. I got cake for you. My name's Peach. Call me by my real name."
Isn't this also when they like couldn't decide what name it was going to be for Peach? So like, didn't she sign it Princess Toadstool and then Peach also?
This is the first time I believe that the U.S. localization has used her Japanese name Peach, which has since been used consistently. But beforehand, Princess Toadstool was always used for the U.S. and Peach was always used in Japan.
Yeah,
I think the concept of a peach, a fruit, was simply too sexy. It was too hot.
I mean, she is hot.
Once she come out in 64 bits, ooh boy, Dad was smiling in that basement.
You can't do your dad like that.
No. He's a married man. He loves my mother. but Mario, no second thoughts. He's excited about it. And like
Mario's a horn dog.
Mario's a horn dog. He wants to eat the cake.
Yeah,
he loves the taste. I hope he gets it. I don't know. I guess there's a cake in Mario Party. That hasn't happened yet. Mario Party hasn't happened yet. Mario jumps out of that pipe, blasted. Text box comes in. It's like, whoa, bro, this is gonna be a little weird, but like you're gonna be on like.
Is it in Sans voice?
So Sans comes out and tells Mario, this is gonna be new for you and me. I hope you like it. And we do, because immediately you can long jump, and long jump might be the best input in any video game ever. It's so immediately satisfying. He comes out like a cannon.
Hear me out. What about shotguns in shooter games, though?
Shotguns are fine. They go boom. I like it. You go clunk,
I just
clunk.
like it. My dumb animal brain, caveman brain, just
I like
boom.
it. But what if you just like? What if you could propel your body like a missile and
Like an
become the
aeroplane?
shotgun? Yeah, not like an airplane, because the airplane gotta kind of like.
What if instead
beforehand.
of when he did a long jump, instead of going yahoo wahoo, what if he went boom? Not with that. I was trying to do a shotgun noise, but it kind of got away from me.
I thought that was a car. I thought you were like, what if you revved up
I don't
his
want him to be a
engine?
car. What if it's a shotgun?
What if he like put his hat on a car though and became the car?
Doom shotgun sound right there.
Okay.
Is that copyrighted by Tim Rogers? Are we allowed to use
I
it?
think we could do it.
We'll do
take
it. Put it right there.
It's a very mod-friendly community, right?
Yeah.
This is a Doom mod. This podcast is a Doom mod.
So imagine Mario 64, but instead of when you jump, he makes Doom shotgun noise.
I'll allow it. Still game of the year every year.
It'd be a better game.
No, I like the sound he
Ah.
makes. I like the sound he makes.
All right, I'm not arguing good faith. The long jump noise is good. It is satisfying.
It's very
I will
good.
say,
Long
I'll
jumping is
concede
great.
that.
Also, I love like it's a 2-button input, and you gotta have momentum when you do
Which
it. Right?
two buttons?
Z and A. Z is on the back of the controller.
Yeah.
So every time you crouch, you gotta hit that. Excellent placement. Great. The sensation of the trigger in your hand on a Nintendo 64. And when you
It
hit
is
that
like a
button,
shotgun.
it is like a shotgun. Mario is the bullet. You fire that thing and he goes blasting, and he makes a sound like he's blasting. Mario comes out pumping out into like this like serene, quiet space. There's just like birds chirping and butterflies because it's monumentous. No music could capture the weight of doing a long jump for the first time. You can triple jump there. You can side up. Video game controls have gotten markedly worse since the day Mario did that long jump for the first time. We peaked right then. Like the camera could be better, maybe, but as far as controlling a man in a 3D space, that's it, baby.
That's an insane argument.
I'm making it. I'm
You're
making
the
it
wild one right now.
Maybe, but. You know, I feel like we live in a day and age where like WASD controls have like replaced the analog stick. You move the stick, it doesn't care how hard you push it. Mario cares deeply about how much you're pushing that stick.
Hear me out. Okay, is it possible that maybe there's a huge amount of nostalgia happening right now where because you're not, when you started talking about this, you weren't actually talking about the video game at all. You were talking about the experience of your father and your
Dad
family.
Smiling at Princess Peach.
Yeah, precious childhood memories, which is fair to enjoy quite a lot. But do you think maybe there's part of your brain that is conflating the joy of playing a video game with your father and the joy of playing a bad video game like Mario 64?
I can't necessarily separate one from another in any kind of objective, measurable way. But I can say I've played many games, and none of them, not even Odyssey a little bit, but Odyssey's moveset is like way reduced compared to like the things you can do in 64. And we see speedrunners doing that today, and they're gods amongst men. And I think we can only get that because the controls in 64 are as good as they are.
But I mean, Odyssey has nut jump.
Yeah, Mario's like, you know, he doesn't have the same like spry in his step that he did when he was young. He does a long jump and he was like, wee, which is fine. That's a sound you can make when you do a long jump. Yeah. But back in Mario 64, Charles Martinet was like putting his soul into his work. He was going wild. When Mario dies in that game, they really punched Charles Martinet in the stomach. I believe that. He's over there like jumping into walls. Like, oh, he's drowning. You see Mario over there, Jolly Roger Bay. He's like, they really.
Wait, one more time.
They really waterboarded Charles Martinet to get those sounds out of him. Bowser was laughing. Bowser is Shigeru Miyamoto. Spoiler warning.
All I can think when you made that noise was that clip from Wheel of Fortune where the answer was like Scooby-Doo or something. And who's the fucking host of that? Pat Sajak? Who the fuck is that?
Family Feud?
Bob Saget? That's not right.
Wheel of Fortune? No.
That's not
I
right.
don't have an answer here.
I don't know. Whoever the fuck the host is. And he makes this, like, he tries to do a Scooby-Doo noise, but he does that. That's what he does instead. And then the clip just cuts. That I'll play it if I can find it.
Good luck. You don't know this man's name.
Because that is the funniest shit I've ever seen.
I like that. But yeah, Charles Martinet made a very big first impression. Yeah, and I can't necessarily separate my own nostalgia, but I think it's pretty measurable to come in and be like, okay, most games today do not use the same degree of control for analog stick movement as they were doing.
But also, I mean, video games are so much better than when they were then.
There are aspects of video games
like
that are
the controls.
Not in this case, not like the controls.
Look at that. Look at that glorious. I don't know if it's in frame. We're putting
look at it.
64
You want me to go touch it?
I'll
go grab it. Grab it and tell me the power you feel when you hold it.
All right.
You're playing with power. You're playing with power. Don't lie to me.
How the fuck do you hold this thing?
Oh,
Look at this shit. I'm sorry to podcast listeners. It's an N64
He's holding
controller.
an N64 controller.
Yeah, you don't know what an N64
It's like
controller
a banana
is.
with a bunch with 3 nanas in it.
This feels so awkward.
I don't know. You're holding that gun trigger real natural like right now.
I mean, I will say I do. I mean, this is kind of fun.
Yeah, that's kind of fun. Yeah.
Do games ever do this?
You can play GoldenEye with two N64 controllers to get a dual analog experience.
That actually sounds like the most amazing thing.
That
I've
is
ever
really
heard.
rad.
But anything else? Because I want to hold it like this.
This is how you hold it for the fighting games that don't exist on the N64. You'll notice this might be another episode in and of itself, but you'll notice the best-selling third-party game on the Super Nintendo is Street Fighter 2 and all of its million variants. If you're holding it like so, let me run away this bad boy right here. If you're holding a Nintendo 64 controller, you'll notice you got a 6-button perfect layout, much like the Sega Saturn's also excellent controller. But the Sega Saturn has a 6-button layout.
No, I was wutting the excellent controller part.
Oh, he's a devious doozy. This one, devious Dylan, you son of a bitch. Let me tell you, if there was a game that you could play on the N64, because the N64 didn't have a lot of third-party support, if you're unaware. Capcom wasn't putting no Street Fighter Alpha on here.
That was the start of the downfall of Nintendo's third-party support.
This is very true. Yeah. Cartridges, discs, it was rough, man.
Yeah.
It was rough. Yamauchi did some things. But if you were playing a traditional 6-button fighting game on there, or a 2D game in general, this kind of is an ideal layout. And admittedly, this was a transitory period.
Mm-hmm.
We don't necessarily know what shape video games are going to make. If you're trying to support 2D games and a nebulous third dimension that does or doesn't exist just yet, this is a perfectly adequate solution.
So let me see.
Yeah, hold it.
This is all the evidence that I need that Nintendo had no fucking idea what the hell they were doing.
Potassium's good for you. Eat the banana.
They had no idea what the fuck was going on. Because they started to make N64 games, and this is why no one else did. Because they were just like, what the fuck is this? Nintendo didn't know what the fuck was happening. This is not... Humans can't hold this.
Yes, you're holding it right now. Do a long jump.
I don't know how.
I
haven't played the game.
You know how.
You said Z and A?
Z and A, yeah, hell yeah. It feels good. You feel that spring.
Weird.
You hear that tactile grunk.
Do
it in front of them. Give me that ASMR long jump. Yahoo. Yeah. Wahoo. Yeehaw.
The only thing I like is a triple jump.
Triple jumps are satisfying.
Dude, I'm a fucking slut for a triple jump.
Yo, you know there's a quadruple jump? You got every star. Yoshi's on top of the roof.
Yeah.
You get a quadruple jump.
What's the fourth noise he makes?
There's sparkles that come out of him.
But
I don't know if there's a noise associated with it. It's kind of rough because you got all the stars at this point in time. So once you get it, like now you're playing with power, sure. But there's not too much to do with all of these jumps. But it is nice that Yoshi is up there. Classic schoolyard rumor. Game is filled with wonder and whimsy. I feel like the tone for 64 is also like weirdly spookier, and that might just be like the consequence of like early 3D graphics. But when you go into Lethal Lava Land and you jump into that pre-rendered fire hell portrait,
which one is that?
There's a lava level in Mario 64. You go into a volcano in it.
It's the one with the platforms that move up and down?
The platforms do move up and down. That is true.
Does that describe like most of the levels?
Most. I'm trying to think of an exception, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I
can't think of one either.
Hey, it is a platform. It's just not a Japanese.
I want to put the picture in my head in your head and just be like, is this what we're talking about?
All right.
Yeah, we're talking about the same one.
Yeah, you're jumping into paintings, which is such a pure idea. I feel like we can never go back from it. It's just go into a world, jump into a painting. Excellent. You get that it sounds like you open a bottle of Sprite when you jump into the painting. It's like it's excellent. Very satisfying.
So that actually brings me on to one of the things that I hate about Mario 64. And this is going to be very controversial for you, at least, because of what you've just said. I don't like hub worlds. I hate it. So I hate the castle and then going into different worlds. Because so for me, I care a lot. I care really deeply about stories in games and like following a narrative, and something I've never enjoyed about any platformer. And I know this is a generalization, but if you watched any of this fucking podcast, that's all that I do.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I don't like it when I can't follow a clear narrative plot, and platformers generally don't have one.
They're pretty loose.
Like
as
most
a whole.
of the
There are
time,
exceptions.
the appeal of a platformer is the mechanics of it.
That's true.
And
that's
it's
true.
similar with fighting games, which I'm also
right. Very pure
of.
games.
Yeah.
Very much my jam.
So I much prefer when I can kind of follow what's happening. And in Mario 64, it's just like there's no plot.
You know what you're doing. You're there for the cake.
Mario games don't have a story.
You know where the cake's at. Peach got it.
Is that
Peach.
the plot? Is the plot he needs to get cake?
The Mario comes to Peach's castle to get cake. He is highly motivated. Highly motivated Italian man who dreams about spaghetti enters this castle in search of cake.
I don't know if this is like a euphemism or if he's actually looking for cake.
I
and the
believe,
game says that he's looking for cake.
from my understanding, this is where the plot of Portal comes from, because there may or may not
Does it?
be a cake. The cake might be a lie.
Is that what the cake is a lie means?
That
I
from the
don't
way it
think
was
it
explained
is.
to me? Yes.
By who?
But I can't say. I can't say.
Okay. Okay.
Um, there was like a summer class that I took, and like some DigiPen students were there. Yada yada.
Okay. Okay.
But the cake in
Yeah.
Mario 64 at least is ephemeral. You can see some cake, like I think a screenshot of a cake at the end credits, where Mario very legendarily also says, "Thank you so much for to playing my game. Excellent language." He's a native-born American. But you spent a lot of time in that game without seeing any cake until Mario Party. Which
You
doesn't
spend a lot
exist
of
yet.
time in most games seeing not a lot of cake.
And it's a shortcoming of the medium. It's true.
That is something people always talk about, is the game to
like,
cake ratio.
Yeah, man. Like I've been playing like Fallout for hours, and I think maybe there was a cake, but it was like radioactive anyway. I don't know.
But I don't like that. That's the story, right?
Yeah.
That's the
That's
story,
not the appeal
and
of the game.
it's basically like there's nothing there.
Right.
So to me, going and just jumping into these disconnected worlds that there's no like clear plot to follow, there's no clear reason why any of this is happening. Like, yeah, I get it's to save the princess or whatever, but like not really. The reason anything happens in Mario 64 is because they thought it'd be a cool level to put in.
That's
And they
correct.
wanted you to have fun exploring
That's
it.
correct.
And
we
for
do.
me, I don't really enjoy, like, I want contextual, like, narrative reasons behind.
All right, you
things
want some
happening.
narrative in Mario 64? Let me hit you. Let me hit you with the big bombs. Let me hit you with that. You know what I'm talking about.
But I want narrative in the game to be actually in the game. I don't want whatever fan fiction you're about to tell me.
No. This is textual. You look into this game. This is. I'm not putting any words in anybody's mouth.
Okay,
here.
hit me with it.
All right. So Mario 64, the first stage takes place during a race war between the black Bob-ombs and the pink Bob-ombs. There is a Bob-omb king at the top of the mountain that the pink Bob-ombs have enticed Mario to go destroy on their behalf. In doing so, they will allow you use of their transportation system, the cannons, after you're able to dethrone the enemy army's king. You're on Team Pink Bob-omb. You're trying to destroy black Bob-ombs. This is a race war. That's what Bob-omb Battlefield's about. There's no ambiguity here.
So, can I just ask you, where in the entirety of Mario 64 does it say the words race war? Because remember that part, we can play it again, where you said, I won't be putting any words in anyone's mouths.
Okay. No,
and then you said race
the pink Bob-omb does not say, "Hello, Mario. Welcome to my race war. I need your assistance."
Thank you so much for playing my race war.
Thank you so much for playing my race. But the pink Bob-omb certainly has a vendetta against the black Bob-omb. Those words are not said, but I think
So,
we're all good
here's the
boys
thing.
and girls here.
If it did actually, if the pink Bob-omb came in and was like, we're in a fucking battleground here, these fucking black Bob-ombs are stealing our cannons, the fucking king's oppressing us, you gotta do something about this, you Italian bitch. And then Mario's like, whoa, chill, I just got here, dude.
No, he's not chill at all. Charles Martinet was never chill in the Mario 64 recording booth. He came out there like, yeah, wahoo, wah, and he fucking stomped that boy. He threw him off a cliff and his body exploded. King Bob-omb went, and a big star came out of it.
No, you're thinking of the thwomps. The thwomps go,
No. The
Bob-ombs
thwomps
do too?
The Bob-ombs go, or at least King Bob-omb does. And the thwomp goes,
I love that noise.
Yeah, that sounds great.
That's so good. Yeah.
I also love the way Bowser laughs at you when you die. Apparently, the boo sound is just that sound sped up. They're like, is a variant of the truly horrifying stuff for a turtle man to say to you as you die.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Yeah, Mario 64 is fucked up, man.
Was that line also about a race war? Or?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Bowser has no preference for Italians.
So, okay. So you've presented your defense of Super Mario 64 and why it's great.
All right.
Let me present.
I am not arguing on behalf of the narrative merits of Mario 64. I just wanted to get that out there.
You were.
I mean, I never lied. All I've said is inarguable truths.
You said there was a race war in the first level.
That's not why you play Mario 64. That's garnish.
Yeah, so in my opinion, Mario 64 is a series of unconnected levels
Mhm.
that are just all their own thing with no reason to explore any of them. All
Mhm.
right, it's a game that has, okay graphics for the time. I will say
Okay
they are
graphics for the
okay
time.
graphics for the time.
Okay graphics for
Yeah,
the
they're
time.
okay.
Keep going.
All right, it's a game that controls like complete donkey ass.
Cool.
All right.
Ooh, let me see this donkey. I want to get in that ass.
What? Okay.
Those controls feel like butter. I want to feel that donkey up.
I
I said what I said.
and people think that I'm the one that says insane things.
Lend me that donkey. You got the banana slammer?
After this, Ralph, people are gonna start understanding. Maybe Dylan's right about more things. I thought Ralph was really going for something.
Ralph said he liked Mario 64, and I agreed with him. But then he started talking about like how good the donkey felt.
He really lost me there when he started talking about how he wanted to fuck the donkey.
I never said I wanted to fuck the donkey. Simply
just
get
said-
inside him.
Yeah, just said let me in.
You ever see Ace Ventura? You know
I have.
You know when he climbing out of that rhino?
Yeah.
Doesn't that just make you think about Mario 64?
Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
it doesn't.
Yeah, it's like going through a painting. It was the same thing.
Oh my god.
Continue.
I don't even know where to go from there. My
oh,
point.
I know where you go. You go up the stairs once you get enough stars, and you go into the door, and it goes. And you walk up in there.
Is this a sci-fi airlock?
It is.
Oh, okay.
Bowser's got nice magic. But the floor, you see a painting of a beautiful woman. My dad's smiling. Princess Peach is there. You
Gotta stop.
Tulio is loving it. So you approach the painting, and the painting shifts into an image of Bowser. You know those like lenticular pictures of like the Virgin Mary or whatever?
What the fuck is lenticular?
You know, they're like those holographic images that like you shift from one side to another. They kind of animate. Yeah, it's like one of those. One side, Princess Peach. The other side, Bowser. Not the king.
Is
King
that
Koopa.
where Bowsette came from?
Somewhere in the in between of this lenticular, Bowsette is smiling at my dad back.
Can I just say, normally I hate it when the internet goes like all crazy for something because, I mean, I'm that asshole. But I get it with Bowsette. I get it.
Bowsette was a gift.
Yeah.
For all of humanity.
I get it.
For putting up with so much.
Yeah.
We got Bowsette.
And
Boozette as well.
The cost of that was 2020.
It was worth it.
I don't know about that.
I'm sure we all have loved ones that have faced some difficult times, but like, come on, man.
But my horny anime waifu.
But like, what if Bowser was a girl? What if?
I'd fuck her.
Just like that donkey, man. Just
No.
like that donkey.
Not like the donkey.
Anyway,
Anyway,
the
yes.
controls in Mario 64 are immaculate.
No.
The setting, the Peach's castle is iconic for a reason. It's filled with wonderment, and joy and bliss.
I don't like that there's nothing around it.
Like the moat area.
What happens? I'm trying to remember because no one does this. But when you turn around away from the castle, there's like fucking nothing, right?
I mean, there's like a hill and a cannon around.
Yeah, but you can't
there.
go. Like it's just
You
I
can
don't
get
know.
into the cannon eventually.
It makes me uncomfortable.
It is like a somber opening ground, and it's certainly there for you to like acclimate yourself before you get into the race war.
I hate invisible walls in games. Like when it's like you can't see a natural boundary. And it's just like an unnatural boundary.
Mhm.
That's what I'm talking about. There's a lot of shit in Mario 64
there are some invisible walls
where it's very clear, and not just invisible walls, but
Mhm.
like weird like architecture and like level design feels very
that's the
boxy.
best part. That's when it feels like
What-
video games.
But my problem with it is that like I think that you can see that there was a lot of problems that weren't yet solved. Like they didn't know how to do a lot of things. So if I'm being more reasonable, there's always the point where I say one slightly reasonable thing followed
Mhm.
by a series of insane things.
Mhm.
But if I'm being, fair to the game, I don't think it's necessarily like a completely awful, horrible game. I
Mhm.
mentioned this in the JRPG section,
Right,
right?
right, right,
Like when you look at games, you have to look at them as from the era.
right.
And when you look at Mario 64 from the era, it's even worse. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, oh, this Doom
No,
apologist.
no, I'm kidding. No, I mean when you look at it from that time though, it is like I can see the appeal, right?
Right, right.
And it is like an important game. So
Mhm,
something I always do is I like to separate a good game from an important game
mhm.
because there are a lot of things like Evangelion is an important anime,
This is
right?
another take for another time.
Regardless, I won't talk about
Charles Martinet does not show up in Evangelion, though. Let me. He
whether
does
or
not
not
put his A game into the Ava.
whether or not you like Ava, you have to appreciate it for what it has done to anime and anime culture and just culture as a whole, right? Like it has done
you
a
like
lot.
what it's done to the culture.
Well, no, but you have to appreciate that it has done something.
It has done something.
Right,
To it. We
like
agree,
like it
we
or
agree.
not, you have to
Okay.
appreciate that it has done something.
All right.
And so similarly, you have to respect Mario 64, where like it was a very influential game,
Agreed.
right?
Agreed.
And there was a lot that has come from it. But I think
Mhm.
if you look at it not in the context of what it has done or what it represented or when it was, but if you single it down to just the game itself, it's severely lacking in most regards, which I think is true of most games from that era. Not all.
Mm,
There are good games, from then,
right.
but I think a lot of the games you can see that there are some pretty serious cracks that hadn't been addressed yet.
I uh, on the idea of it severely lacking in other regards. I would agree
Yeah.
that Super Mario 64 is certainly built around its constraints. The only reason that there was like an open-ended like world for Mario to explore with star objectives as opposed to like course clear games like the original game were due to constraints at the time regarding creating like expansive 3D environments. So
Yeah.
like that style of gameplay is definitely built out of limitations from the get-go.
Mhm.
Um and I don't think there's anything wrong with building something within the constraints of what you have. I think the game itself does a pretty good job of making the constraints like actually actionable parts of the game. Most of the things that you interact with in that game are fairly complete for what they are. There's not too many times that I can think of playing Mario 64 where I
Mhm.
distinctly thought, with maybe the exception of the camera,
Yeah.
that there was like a feature that was missing or something that was supposed to be there that wasn't. Mario 64 is pretty tightly constructed. You got 120 stars, a variable difficulty. You have like your own.
How does it have a variable difficulty?
Well, not every
Oh,
star.
the stars are different.
Not every star is
yeah.
and not every star is required to get to
Yeah.
at least the basic end credits.
Yeah.
But if you want to catch them all, you can go for it.
Gotta catch them all.
You gotta blast for it. You gotta chip off the Womp's block. You gotta do some weird things. You gotta fight monkeys. How do you feel about monkeys?
Were they called Kikis then also?
I think so. They definitely made the sound. I don't know
Yeah.
if they were localized by that at that point.
What's the deal? Does it matter if he steals your hat? I
Oh,
don't actually know.
absolutely. You take like double damage.
You take double damage.
Yeah, you want that hat back.
Oh, it's
It-
armor.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's weird to think
It
about.
protects his
Okay.
cranium.
Yeah. From what?
From height.
okay.
The greatest enemy in Mario 64
Yeah.
is height.
What? That doesn't. You don't take fall damage. Do
you do.
What?
You take fall damage in Mario 64. If you ground
Why?
pound right before you hit the ground, you can negate it. But if you're falling in a bottomless pit, you're dying, and that's that.
Yeah, but that's not fall damage. That's
That's
falling
not
out
fall
of the
damage,
world.
but like there is fall damage in the game. There is also the weird workaround where in that game, your health and your breath when you're underwater are pulling from the same pool. So if
Oh.
you're ever damaged, you can go into a body of water and submerge up, and you have full health, and that's fine.
Oh.
So like I don't.
Did you say that's fine?
That's fine. Because
Is it?
most of the truly lethal situations in Mario 64
Yeah.
are the endless pits. If something's killing you,
But-
it's probably gonna be that.
But is that fine?
I think in the levels that it really like comes up in, because most levels don't necessarily have large bodies of water.
Yeah.
But if you're in a stage and there's water accessible and you've taken some damage, might as well heal there. I don't think it breaks the game in any meaningful way. I definitely think there's some ludonarrative dissonance there.
Oh.
The syllables.
Fancy words.
Oh my god.
Using them college
Oh
words on
my
me.
god. But And future Mario games definitely don't do that. So I don't know if that was ever really intended, but I
I
don't
mean,
think
it
there's
sounds like it definitely wasn't.
I don't think there's a world where they played through this game and didn't know that that was a thing that could happen. I think
Yeah,
it's a concession that was made, sure.
but I mean, we both are familiar with the video game testing, and we're
Yeah,
both familiar with just because they knew that something existed does not mean it was intended.
that's true.
It
That's
just
true.
meant they decided it's not worth
Yeah,
it.
yeah. For one reason or another, this is how health and water behaves in Mario 64.
Yeah.
Normally you would heal yourself by getting coins, which
Hmm.
I guess is
I
capitalistic
mean, that's
energy.
just Sonic, isn't it?
Sonic doesn't heal.
He does.
He just needs at least he needs something to hold on to keep going.
Yeah,
It's a
but
little.
his rings are his health pool.
Well, he doesn't have a pool.
He
He needs
does.
at least one.
Yeah, but more
It-
rings is better.
Only for score reasons.
No, is better. It's more health.
No, it's
Think,
not.
no, it is. Think about it, because you lose all of them when you get hit, right?
Right, right.
But some of them drop, right?
On the Genesis games, up to 20.
Yeah, and it's variable based off of how many you had,
It never goes beyond 20.
right? But up to 20,
Up to 20.
right?
Right.
If it drops more, you can pick up more,
I mean, it's easier to pick up
which is
more.
more health.
It's easier to pick
Rings
up
are
more.
a health
You
pool.
don't you either have 1 hit point in Sonic or 0 hit points in Sonic. I guess there's a shield. I would argue the shield is more health.
Yeah.
But you can't take additional hits because you have
I mean,
additional
I
hits.
guess like rings are kind of like Estus flasks. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
Estus flask.
Yeah,
What is
Estes
it called?
Flask.
Yeah.
Souls boys like it in
Yeah,
the comment.
Because I mean, I guess it is just 1 health. But if you
Yeah.
have 20 rings, right,
Mhm.
it is potentially 20 health.
Yeah, potentially. If you play your
Whereas
cards
if
right,
you have 1 ring,
I mean, it could be more than 20 health, honestly. If you keep catching the 1 ring over and over, you're
That's
over here
true.
like Frodo. You
Yeah.
could take more than 20 hits theoretically.
yeah.
If you're taking 20 hits in a Sonic game and you're still surviving, that's a whole other ordeal. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But
What game are we talking about?
Super Mario 64 Game of the Year 2022.
Ow.
It came out on NSO and the other one, the
Isn't-
cartridge.
Isn't the NSO port like pretty disliked?
The NSO port has its issues. Honestly, Mario 64 kind of got probably the best of all the NSO jank. Ocarina of Time did dirty, and there's some latency
yeah.
on some games. But Mario 64, I'm imagining because it was an earlier N64 game, probably a little easier to emulate. So I think of everything in that package as got the best case scenario, which isn't necessarily the best way to play. There's also the DS port, or I would call it a sequel, honestly.
Yeah, because
It's very dramatically different.
yeah, it is different.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
I mean, it's a 3D platformer. It features every stage that is in Mario 64 is in the DS version as well, but there's notably more.
I also haven't played that one.
All right. Let me tell you why you should play this version. In addition, not as a replacement.
In addition, that's not
In
happening.
addition,
That's not happening.
You got to play them both.
Never gonna happen.
Ideally, like 10 years apart from one another. But Mario 64 DS, it's got multiplayer, and that's pretty sick.
How multi?
4 players.
Okay, that's
It's
a
an
lot.
arena fighting game.
It's a MOBA.
It's a MOBA. It's a multiplayer online battle arena. But like
Okay.
the online's like way less online.
Can we
like
can we
within
talk
100-foot radius.
about how multiplayer in Mario games is always weird?
It is always weird. I would say like
I
the
don't get
2D
it.
games are like pretty straightforward with how they handle
I,
multiplayer.
I hate it when games are cooperative and competitive at the same time.
Mhm.
Pick a lane, Bucko.
That's a fair read. That's not the case in Mario 64 DS.
Oh,
though. Mario 64 DS is competitive, period.
How?
You want to. All right. So
Yeah.
here's how it plays out.
Mhm.
You start off as a Yoshi. In Mario 64 DS,
You start as a Yoshi?
everyone starts as a Yoshi.
Okay.
Also, it's single card multiplayer, so you only need one friend.
Oh, remember those days?
Yeah, good stuff.
Download play.
Download play. But everyone starts off as a Yoshi, and there are
Mhm.
hats for the other characters scattered around a map. If you
Which
pick up
characters?
Mario, Luigi,
Yeah,
Wario, and Yoshi, and they have
Hmm.
different movement properties.
Wait, you can pick up a Yoshi hat when you're Yoshi?
No, but you could just choose to remain Yoshi.
Okay.
If that's your way of life, you can.
So there are 3 hats, red, green, yellow.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. But once you pick up one of the hats, you turn into that character. If someone hits you hard enough, they will knock that hat off of your body, and you
Oh.
will revert back to a Yoshi. But there's no death state. You can get a hit stun, but the objective is there are multiple. I believe like star fragments scattered around the level. So let's say like you have to collect 5 stars. to win, and whoever does that first wins. However, if you hit someone, you will hit a star out of them, and it'll like bounce back onto the field, and everyone can chase over it. If you hit someone with Wario, especially if like you do his like neutral punch in the air, I think it's a kick. It's like a crazy kick. People go flying based off of their weight. So like a Yoshi will like have more knockback than someone else. It's kind of Smash Bros.
Yeah, it's Smash.
This is Smash.
Melee's also a bad game.
But you hit stars out of them. You get the stars. You try to get the stars. You win the game. But I wish there was still like an online community for this. Not that there ever was an online community because it's a local wireless game.
Yeah.
But its multiplayer is something that I had fun with, and I feel like history is largely forgotten. But outside of that, Mario 64 DS also you can play as those other characters.
Okay. Do they have any like major differences between them?
Yes.
Okay.
So I believe
like Wario makes you play like little micro games whenever you get
that's right. You hop on the motorcycle, go you start eating garlic.
Luigi pisses his pants when someone gets near him.
Correct.
And then he wins if he doesn't have any inputs during the entire game.
That's right. But yeah, like Luigi has like a backflip where first off Luigi does his like flutter jump like he does in a lot of the 2D games.
love that.
I love that too.
So good. Doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't make any sense.
So weird.
Keep doing it, little guy.
Yeah.
Little bros unite. So Luigi's got the flutter jump. Yoshi also has the flutter jump. His grab is his tongue. There are crabs in the multiplayer. But
this sounds like a different game.
It's just a different game. I mean, like all these movement options are present in Mario 64 by default, but like normally there's so many like inputs you can do in Mario 64 that are largely irrelevant to the game. Like you can crawl like a baby in Mario 64 at variable speeds. It matters like once, but like you can just.
This is kind of proving my point that just Nintendo had no idea what the fuck they were doing.
You can do so much in Mario 64.
It's like they programmed in a crawling with the intention of making it part of the level, and then they just didn't. And then they were like, well, we already put it in the game.
Put it in there.
We might as well just leave it.
There's like a breakdance kick. It's sick. It's Mario's down smash in Smash Bros. If you ever do that. But he's got.
Where's the cape come in?
The cape is not in this game. Cape is a world thing. I'm trying to think if it shows up in DS. I don't think it does. I don't think it does. But Wing Cap is in this game, and Wing Cap's iconic.
It is. It's on the box art, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It's pre-rendered with all the might of Silicon Graphics in 1996. Excellent.
Yeah. Well, so Mario 64.
Mario.
What is it called? Super Mario 64
Mario
DS?
64.
The DS one.
Yeah. And if you're in the US, it's DS. If you're in Japan, it's Super Mario 64 times 4, which is the better title.
That's a really good title.
Yeah.
American kids would not.
This guy's got that like Tetsuya Nomura energy in the name. Where it's got equations in there. There's an answer to the title. It's posing a question. You have to play the game to find out. What is 64 times 4?
Super Mario 64 days over 4.
That's the one. Yoshi's over here eating sea salt ice cream, crying.
Give me that game.
Yeah.
Wait, I kind of like this Mario 64 DS shit though. Is there multiple levels? Can you do this in all the levels? Or is there
like all these movement options?
No, the fighting. I don't give a shit about the single player.
There's a small pool of levels for fighting, maybe like 6 or so. I want to say.
Okay.
But
can I guess them?
Go for it.
All right, you got the mushroom one that's just outside of the castle. That has to be one.
Yeah, there is an outside of the castle.
All right. There has to be a race war one.
There's not.
There's not a race war one?
I don't think the Bomb Battlefield shows up.
Oh, it's got to have an ice one then. The ice one's got to be there.
Oh, I don't think there is.
Really? I'm bad at guessing.
Yeah.
Wait, there's got to be a lava?
No.
Oh, wait, what the fuck are these?
All right. I know. All right. There's like outside of the castle, I believe is one. There's a beach one.
There's a beach?
There's a beach.
Is there a beach in the normal game?
Not in the base game, no. But in times 4. In times 4, there's a beach.
Okay.
There's the slide, which is iconic.
Which one's the slide?
You know, wham, wham, wham,
yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I do actually know. Yeah.
The slide's in there, which you could race and fight on that map. So you might be able to call that the race war one.
Okay.
Shoot. I really do feel like there's more, but that is all I can recall off the top of my head. I'm trying to think of like the level select screen, and I feel like there's more.
Why don't they remake that version of the game ever, or
it
like
was
re-release it?
It was ported onto Wii U, but you know how that goes.
Yeah.
It's just very much a DS game, and the only place to do that is with the DS and the Wii U. And the 3DS is reverse compatible, so at least that's straightforward enough.
Yeah.
But outside of that, the DS version definitely doesn't get as much attention as the other version gets. But for understandable reasons, it's an interesting thing to try and emulate. It also has a bunch of touchscreen mini games, which are fun in their own right. But yeah,
WarioWare.
It does have WarioWare. Yeah,
WarioWare.
you can gamble with Luigi. He comes out.
You can gamble.
You can gamble.
I love gambling.
Luigi.
I like not losing all of my money.
Kids.
Oh, that wasn't even for the kids thing. That's just...
Kids, take out your parents' wallet and go online and play poker tonight with Luigi.
No, don't do that. Instead, go on those online websites where you can play crane games.
Yeah,
do that instead.
Take your parents' wallet.
It's still gambling.
Get the V-Bucks.
It's so much better.
Play some crane games. All right. I think I've said I like Mario 64,
and I don't.
Yeah, that's what we got. If you like Mario 64, tell the whole world. Let them know that it's a landmark, and that it makes you smile and it makes my dad smile. Make sure they understand.
Yeah, let us know in the comments who you think is right. I feel like I don't have much room to stand on with this one.
If you like Mario 64, you know. And if you don't, try and play it.
You know, to the one person who's agreeing with me on this one, first of all, don't.
No, you can't shoot yourself in the foot.
Yeah, do agree with me. You're right.
Agree with them. Agree with them if you're an animal.
And reply to all of the comments that are siding with Ralph and tell them they're wrong.
Yeah, do it. I'll show
wrong.
up. I'll fight. I'll come up on the top of the hill at the race war stage, and you can throw me off the cliff.
I won't, because they're all the comments are gonna hate me for that. But yeah, what else do? You like the video?
Yeah, like the video. I forgot one quick point.
Oh, okay.
All right. So
stop the outro.
Everything.
Stop
on top of the race war, there's also like classist workers uprising that happens in Mario 64.
Down with the bourgeoisie?
Yeah, exactly. The Womps and the Thwomps start an uprising because they're tired of constructing the roads without getting substantial pay for it. So they start an uprising, which Mario just ends with violence. He just kills him. He's like, I'm tired of like feeling under your foot while you walk over my people, take advantage of us, quite literally in this case. And Mario says, I'll ground pound you on the back and you'll explode into money.
So let us know which one you agree with. Either that or not that.
Yeah.
Like the video, subscribe, do all that stuff. Check out the podcast form of it. Yahoo! Wahoo! Yahoo!
Bye.
Bye.